Well, welcome back to another Saturday Night Live here at DT Koi, and I would say I'm back at Koi's here with me, but he said he's running behind time. I don't know how he can run behind time when 8 o'clock seems a fair enough time to me, but you know, I suppose it is what it is. But we'll read through a few comments and hopefully he'll be joining us soon. Got Yorkshire Koi saying, I'm first to say hi, and obviously me replying saying, evening Yorkshire Koi. We've got the Twisted One, Your Cupcakes. We've got Max, Koi, Garden and Bonsai. Evening all. Hope your that weekend's going well. Sean Leonard, evening everyone. Busy Bee, hi to all. Scrag68, evening all. Like I says to you on email, Scrag, the giveaway bits should be with you soon. It's second class, so I'm hoping that'll be with you soon, but you never know. But it will hopefully arrive with you. So Twisted One. Evening Mark. To evening all. West Brom Koi. Evening all. Phil G's Koi Pond. Good evening all. Oh dear, I've missed the comments out again. Hi guys and girls, hope you're well. Good mayhem at ours house with the young'uns here. Well, luckily my young'uns are asleep at the minute, so yeah, it's not so bad. But like I say, our show is it's a family fun show, so sometimes our kids might just pop in the background and might have to sort a few things out. But hey, it's a live show, and it's one of them. Hopefully nothing goes wrong this time with a sign falling down, because the sign's not up this week, or with camera falling down. It's a live show. It's one of them. It could happen at any point, I suppose. But anyway, hey, we've got an evening all from Mike's Country Koi. Evening, Steve G. Dino Debo, evening all. If I pronounce that wrong, I do apologise. Andy's Koi Puddle, evening all. Because the comments keep coming down that quickly. Cashew's Koi, evening all. Here you got a Scrag, Cashew. Weekly, no. I don't get. Do you mean weekly now? As we says before, Paul, yeah, our shows have become weekly because we put a poll out there to see if people wanted it to stay as every 2 weeks or whether it was every week. And the majority of the poll on Kyle's channel and my channel, they wanted the weekly shows on a Saturday night. So we've decided to do it every Saturday, which ain't, which is a good thing. And trying to get different topics to talk about ain't always easy, but we're trying to get through. But this week I've been quite busy, and Kyle's been quite busy. And like I say, is that busy? Is running behind time. But hey-ho, happens to us all. I'll just try and get through a few more comments before carry on with the show. Good evening, Koi friends from ANC. Chasing Koi, knock knock to all. And then my reply is, who's there chasing Koi? Scrag mate. Evening, Dave and everyone. Evening, Mark. Like I said, Kyle should be on his way soon. If he just goes on his phone and comes on that way, because last week I think we had PC problems with him where it kept cutting out or it kept being a bit jerky, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Like anything, it's a live show, things can go wrong. No problem, Scrag. Like I said, you won one, Koyagi won one, and Tracy Cope, I believe, won the other one. So yeah, I might be doing another giveaway in a few weeks, so we'll have to just see how well that goes, if I can get the bits together for it. Cozy Koi, evening all. May I ask if you've got a channel, Cozy Koi? Because if you have, I'll put it in the comments so people can go to your channel. Mike's Country Koi, I wish mine was asleep. It's one of them, I took him to the park today and had a nice day out and just chillaxed a bit on a weekend, and we've got a park near us, so we take them there and run around with the friends, and yeah, it's just been a nice day out until it started raining. but the kids loved it even more in the rain. I don't know how that works. So I'm like, I've been watching my mates' kids on a motocross. So like I say, it's better late than never, and you can come on at any point you want. Because I think the show tonight might run between half an hour to an hour, depending on what guests we have on, and we'll just take it from there and see how it goes. Like every week, every show is slightly different. Most of the time, things are falling down in the background, or it's one of them. It's just ET, innit? It won't be ET if something were going right, I suppose. Crafty Coy, hello, Crafty. Scrag, right, here we go. First question of the night, DT. Can we touch on filters? What does Koi Keepers use? Nexus drums? If drum, what preference does each go for? All right, I'll answer that question in a minute. I'll just get rid of that banner and go back. Oh dear. Go back on there. Right. You touched on filters last week. What does Koi Keepers use? Nexus drums? If drums? Right. I can answer this from my point of view. I've had a pressure filter because when I started, I didn't fully know everything. So I started off with a pressure filter, and then I went from a pressure filter, which was a good filter, cleaning the sponges out and turning the top handle and having a bit of, I think it was K3000 or KK3000 media at the bottom. They were doing a beautiful job with all the small koi I had in, but I wanted something a little bit bigger. So I went out and bought a multi-bay. I thought I had enough space at the back of my pond to put it there, but unfortunately I didn't. So it broke the other side. And then my multi-bay had brushes, then it had jack matting, then it had a moving bed, and then it had alpha grog. And that's worked totally fine for me. For me, the only downside I had of that was, it took me about 2.5 hours to clean it because of the way my water works. I have to run it from the bathroom at the other side of the house, run a hose pipe all the way through, out of the window and down into the garden to do it all. So I tried using pond water, recycling water as much as I could to use to clean the brushes. And then recently I managed to get an Nexus, and that takes me 20 minutes to clean, and it's bang on. But we've got a guest on here that might be able to answer you a little bit more, Dean. And I'm sure we all know who he is.
Evening, guys. Hi, Dave.
Yeah, hopefully I don't need you to run the show this time.
Yeah, all right, mate. Where's Kyle?
It's running a bit late again.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can run late from 8 o'clock, but family life gets in the way of things, and it's always family first, everything else after, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one, matey. I've just been waiting for the pizza guy to turn up for an hour and a half.
Well, I've had that from this then, Anna, and then it comes when I'm live. I'm like, oh, well, I can't eat now.
It turned up at 2:15. It was meant to be here for 7, so.
And then, can you answer this question? Like I said, I touched on it a bit as I've had. It's
I've got on the tanks, on the fry tanks and that, I've got a easy pod, and then it goes through the pump into mini homemade Tempest, and then they go into homemade Becky showers. Just keeping it's pretty simple, really, more than anything. On the main pond, I've got a drum. That's an homemade drum. It's a righty drum filter. It's got a drum on it. You what, mate?
That was the other question he put. If a drum, what preference does each go for?
Oh.
So I suppose your preference was at the time to use Writer's Design to get your own sort of drum to whatever standard you wanted to get it to. But I think on the market, obviously, people can correct me if I'm wrong. The only ones that are on top of my head at the minute is you've got a Burton's drum, you've got the Draco drum. I can't think of any more at the minute.
There's,
can you
there's Filtro, there's Quenny Koi drums, Synergy, I think they do one. and Profi drum that Darren owns at Absolute Koi.
And then and then we go to his other bit. The new pond will be 12,000 litres. Well, to be fair, you could have a multiple sort of filters on that. Mine's only 9,000, but I worked out when I sold it, I actually had a 20,000 multi-bay filter.
Yeah.
It's whatever you want to work on your pond for.
It's all down to budget as well, Dave, really, isn't it? Budget
Yeah.
at the end of the day, whatever you can afford.
But with you
can make homemade filters. Homemade filters are just as good as any, as long as you got the right media in them and that.
So I say it's whatever filter you think you need.
Yeah.
Double it, because that's what I did with my multi-bay. It said it could handle X amount of fish, because obviously I bought it second hand, and it says, well, it'll handle X amount of water with so many koi in it. And I'm like, right, well, I think at the time I had 12 koi, so I'm like, right, if I aim for like 16 or 18 or maybe 20 koi, then I'm over filtering it, but I'd rather over filter than cause myself issues.
Yeah.
And obviously go through all your nitrite, ammonia spikes and stuff like that. It's just better to be over filtered, in my opinion, anyway. I don't know if you agree with me or not on that. I'm just you're talking.
Yeah, as much filtration on it as you can, really, and just keep it as simple as you can. I forgot that I've got UVs on the systems as well. I forgot all about them.
Yeah. It's just something like with pressure filters. Most of them are built in. On my pond, probably UV's a little bit big because I've got a 55 watt UV running my 9,000 litre pond, but the advice I was given, and I got it at a reasonable price. I'm like, well, if it's a little bit bigger, so I think mine, it just works well with the pond anyway. So, and then you got
my pond's got with it, the main pond's got a drum on it. Altogether with the drum, it holds 11,200 and something litres or 500 litres, something like that. It's bang on 2,500 gallon anyway.
It's
there or thereabouts.
Yeah. So now you see people using where they plug their hose into that meter thing. I wish I did that, but I never did.
Yeah.
I just roughly,
you just roughly calculated it and that, yeah.
Yeah, because I just went on one of, I can't remember what website it was, but I went on a website, give up the internal widths of it, and then it was worked out about 8,000 something litres. But then when I've added the Nexus 200, it all equals out about 9,000 litres together, which is about 2,000 gallons, which ain't that. It's a nice round figure when you're working out your treatments and other stuff as well.
That's it. The UV on my main pond's been switched off since July. I didn't realise until December. Yeah. So I've just left it off. It's not done any harm. The water's still crystal clear and that. So as the water starts getting warmer, though, I've noticed little bits of strands of blanket weed coming. So it looks like it's going on again soon.
Oh, I've had, is it October, back end of October, November, I've switched mine off, and then probably beginning of next month, I'll change the UV because I change it every spring, and then get it up and running and get it ready for the spring coming in. Yeah. Obviously, that's what I do. I always, when it comes to springtime, change the UV out, change all my 3-stage filters, put all new in, and you're ready to go. Then ready to come the spring and the summer. And then, like Cashies, put their All Pond Solutions pressure filter into an Easy Pod, which I suppose it takes a lot of load off your Easy Pod by having a pressure filter before it.
Yeah.
And then we've got, I run an Aquasource Synergy.
Yeah.
Combi.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of them, but I'm not big on
nice drum. Nice drum. Not the top of the range expensive, but right in the middle, mate. The brilliant synergies they're all right, mate.
And then Ian Enders, I use a multi-bay on my 4,000 gallon pond.
I know, yeah, see. I can imagine the size of that.
But I think that were the only issues people had with the multi-bay is how much space to take up. But
That's it. Yeah.
they've worked for years.
Yeah.
You know, you can change and adapt things. At first, I just didn't have a moving bed in it. I just had plastic media just laying there, and then I thought, hang on a minute, I'll have that as a moving bed, and it gives more beneficial bacteria as a moving bed than just a static bed. And
I've had a friend phone me up today that's just put a multi-bay on. He's built a pond in his conservatory, by the way. But he's put a multi-bay on it, and he said I should have run it. I've got Alpha Grog at the end. Do I need to put me K1 at the end and move the Alpha Grog into the middle? He's got a vortex with brushes in. Then he's got a line of brushes.
Yeah.
Then there's another. He's got another bay that's got. He said it got sponges in it, so I've told him to take the sponges out, put the Alpha Grog in the one before the last one, and put the K1 at the end with the air in it. That's how my drums run anyway, with the air at the end. So
I suppose as long as you've got a mesh at the end, depending on your size of your outlet, so your whatever plastic media you use doesn't go through the outlet back in your pond and go. You'd be there for hours trying to get it off at top of blooming pond, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's why I put mine in third bay and that Alpha Grog at the end. But that's what I say. Everyone can do what they want with a multi-bays. If it works for you, it works, doesn't it?
That's it, yeah.
And like I say, still running late. He's still not on. And he only said 10 minutes. And that was 17 minutes ago. But, you know. And then we've got Phil G's. Currently using an Nexus 200 Plus, which will be for sale soon. I've bought the Quenny Koi 35 drum for my new Koi build.
Yeah, Quenny Koi's a quite good build as well. They're up there with the Synergy drums, I think.
Well, I've seen them. I mean, I can't even think of his channel now. Or I've pooped it now, haven't I? I can't remember what he's called. Cat and Eye Koi. There we go. I knew it was going to come to me because he bought. That's how I knew that they started doing drums, because he fitted one to his, because he had 2 Easy Pods, I think, before.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Steve. He had 2 Easy Pods and he's put a Quenny Koi in. I'm not sure whether it's a 35. It might be. I don't know. If you're watching, Steve, let us know, mate.
And then we've got Koyagate, 14,000 litres, Nexus, Easy Pod, and shower.
Shower.
Show wet.
Yeah.
The other thing when you type so quick, you press enter and then you read it back and you're, oh, no, wrong. I've spelled this wrong.
See, some have either a bottom drain and a skimmer line separately. Some have 2 bottom drains and the skimmer, so you can put all different filters on each one, can't you? And I would say that last one's it's probably got one from the bottom drain to the Nexus, and then one from the skimmer line into the Easy Pod, and then through the shower. And that's how I'd run it if I'd got them filters to run.
All right, hang on, I've missed that, right? Because I'm up to about here somewhere. I have a Nexus 200 and an Easy Pod, a few different multi-bays over the last 20 years. My current pond, I am using 230 litres food grade barrels, and I've made my own filters with. That's what I say. You can have you've got Gifster Koi, you've got Gaz's Koi Pond, and a few others that use that 3-stage barrels, and that works as well. And there
tried and tested.
Yeah, it's what works. And like I say, if you can make your own filters, then when you go and clean them, you've got that more satisfaction because you know you've built them, the work, and you know when you do your water tests, you're happy. And we've got another guest in the background. At least the show's going well. At first I thought, right, we've got no Kyle, no one's going to come on. The show's going to be just me babbling on. But hopefully, here we go.
Saved at the last minute.
I can't see you on your thing, Mark, so I'll have to drop you back. Hopefully, you might be able to sort it out. All right, so try again. And try the link again, and hopefully it'll work. There, because is I could see the picture of him, but then, like I said, I've brought him on, and it's just a blank screen. If you try again, Mark, it might work. So there is technical things. I ain't very technical. It's one of them. We'll manage to get it to work, Mark, if you try again. If you, like I say, if you come out of the actual StreamYard, click the link again, it might work for you. And then
it all depends. Has he got two devices running on it and all? Is he on his phone on YouTube or something?
I haven't got a
clue. I see your cat's just come to join you, Dave. Mine's here as well.
Yeah, yours is, but I've got two. One's the
mine looks like that one. I thought it was mine, then I thought, hey, he's gone to Dave's house.
He's jumped fruit.
He jumped fruit screen. Alfie.
Is that they don't like cameras, do they?
No, who is it trying to come on?
It's Mark Country Coy.
Mark, I mean, yeah.
Mark, yeah. But his thing's still not working, so I wonder if you might be able to. There we go, it's dropped off. I think he's going to try and sort it. Let's go through a few more comments, and then the next one we're going to see we've got a 55 watt and a 36 UV overkill, but why not?
If you can afford the electric and that to you.
Don't go there, Jesus. We're on about it, I think, on last week's or the week before show. My energy company decided to email me, right, we're putting your prices up to 262 quid or whatever it was.
Go on, Dave. Sorry, mate.
Rung them up, said, right, why is that? Right, fair enough. Then get an email this morning or yesterday, our last shows me today, 311 quid. I'm like, right, I'm getting on phone to these lot. Blah, 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 blah. Right, well, you're paying now 252 quid. I'm like, you can't just jump from 1 week and then jump it up again. I'm on a smart meter, so surely it works out about right. But
they're crazy, mate. Crazy.
It is. And now we've got Mark back. Is it going to work? Because it said device not connected. Then I've got yours at a white screen, Mark. I don't. If you
just while we was on about UVs, there, how often do people check the bulbs and change them?
Like that's the thing. There's I'll be doing a couple of videos on it anyway. When it comes to the springtime, I always do the deep clean of my filters, make sure there's no laying crap in the pipe work or out like that. I always change the UV as spring is anyway, because the UV after 12 months, well, I think it's after 6, or it could be 12, I could be wrong. That over time your UV light deteriorates over time. That's why you need to replace it every year.
Yeah.
You'll be able to correct me if I'm wrong. And then, like I say, I'll check
they do recommend every 6 months, I think. But like I say, I put mine in last February, turned it off in July, and forgot about it. So I'm just wondering whether my bulb would still be all right, or is it just worth getting a new one?
And sorry to interrupt again, but Mark, for whatever reason, the device you're on won't allow you to show the picture on the screen for some reason. So if you try and use your mobile device, and obviously as soon as you click on it, if you haven't got anything else running, then it should work then. If you don't mind trying that, Matt. I'm sorry, it's just technical issues again. It's one of them, innit?
No worries. We'll just work through the questions or whatever you want to do, mate.
And like I say, if anybody has got any questions they want answering, then do it. I'll keep doing this like it's a normal video, but drop it in the comments below, and we'll, between whoever's on, we'll
don't
try.
Ask me. Ask him.
No, ask. No, it's from Wade. I see him.
Ask him.
I've had issues with blanket weed. Drop the Aqua Resolve in first treatment. It's nearly gone. Water is a little bit murky, and my pump was running in winter mode and UV off. Just switch them back on today. Well, that's another thing. What I do as part of me.
If the water's still murky, I'd let the stuff still do its thing first before you turn your UV on. Oh, as you turn the UV off?
It says the water was a little bit murky. My pump was running in winter mode and UV off, but just switched them back on today. So it is turned his UV back on today, I think, to clear up the murkiness. So he's had it.
Has the blanket weed started to disappear?
That's what I said. It's nearly gone, but the water's turned a little bit murky, obviously, because he's put Aqua Resolve in. But on that aspect, I haven't suffered with blanket weed, so I'm not the person that can really answer that. I had one little strip in summer, thought, oh, here we go, I'm going to get blanket weed. And then it just all cleared up by itself. So
I've used blanket weed answer before. That's got rid of it straight away. It wipes it clean out.
That work, it's not the same, obviously. But
Cloverleaf, is it? A cloverleaf one?
Because that works as like a mediclate where it murks up the full water, doesn't it? And then does it?
Which one?
I think.
Which one's that?
Blanket.
The blanket answer, yeah. Yeah, it covers everything and just removes everything, every trace of blanket weed you've ever had.
Well, it couldn't be as bad as, I don't know how Vince has managed to have all that blanket weed in winter. I didn't think in winter with less sunlight that you get the blanket weed as bad as that. But
he obviously needs to put bigger UVs on it. I think he's got, what's he got, 55 watt on it? Then again, probably needs two and needs to change the bulbs. I don't know. But his problem is, his garden always, whenever I've been there, the sun's always been at the back in like early afternoonish, and then it comes round. So on his back, he's got sun on his garden all afternoon, I should imagine. That's probably why it's growing like it is.
And then Carlos C, yeah, I've got bad blanket weed starting to clear. Put UV on last week. And then
I'm going to put mine on, I reckon.
Mine is at the minute is still off. Bottom tray to Nexus, skimmer to Easy Pod and shower. So that's like what you were saying. That some people have the bottom tray going to the filter.
That's what I said, didn't I? That's how I'd set it up. Yeah.
So, like you said, because then you get different stuff out your skimmer than you do to your bottom drain. So you basically filtering your pond twice over, aren't you?
Well, your Nexus has got your static bio and your moving bed as well. So yeah, and then your Easy Pod from the skimmer's got the static, and you've got your air crashing down and good bacteria off your shower media and that. So it works equally.
Yeah,
you should have crystal clear water doing it like that.
Should have. Like I say, Cargie, you need to put a few videos up so we can see your pond and see what your sort of setup that you have. Like you know, because you do brilliant designs. That's why you have your designs and whatever else. And it'd be just nice to see what your pond is like.
Couldn't you ask folk to send pictures into you, Dave, so we can like have a little bit of a pond of the week competition or something like that?
Well, we could see. You're throwing me in, in deep end.
In deep end.
You know, oh, look, random giveaway.
Giveaway.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord.
I've only mentioned it. I haven't said you're going to do it.
Well, that's what the show's all about,
What you're giving away this week, anyway.
Well, actually, speaking of giveaways, well, here he is, Kyle, and his...
Where you been? He's in Bath. Oh, yeah.
Hang on. Unmute. He's muted himself. Unmute yourself. There you go.
Right,
hello.
See, hello. Is he an hour? Is it? It's only half an hour late.
Fucking wake your eyes.
Oh.
Move back that way.
She's been up pop again.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Right, lad. She's not wakey wine. She's fired with it, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sorry I'm late. You know what I'm like, flat out and all that.
Well, what have you been up to this week then, Kyle? You say you've been flat out. You want to dive
What
first?
have I been up to? Just normal. Well. Let's take a seat.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm cool. Just a bit of filter maintenance joint week. I've not done nothing much on pond with weather and that. But obviously, I'm just waiting for this cold snap that we're meant to be having, that's all.
It's coming, I think. People just need to be careful chucking food in. I know people have
I'm
said
still chucking food in.
just need
And
to
then
be careful.
a quick
It's up and down
question:
again.
what's the best way to make a feeding square? Well, I think is it like 21 mil PVC pipe, or it might be like 30 mil, and then just have it as like a 30 300 mil square, wouldn't you?
Yeah, use
Yeah.
any training pipe that's up to about 32 mil, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or a blow.
Andy Darby Coy did a good feeding ring out of some pipe, didn't he? Inch and a half. He did it out to inch and a half, I think.
Yeah, it did, mate.
Like Ferguson's there, PVC pipe, 4 elbows, Yorkshire coil. And then
You could use a tyre in a tube as well if you can get one of them.
And then, like I say, we've answered what's the best size pipe? And then you've got Busy Bee, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, I'd say. Great being a tough week, mate. And like I said, people have been asking where you walk, Kyle. You know, family life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't keep up with it at minute, to be honest with you.
Madness.
I really can't. It is super flat out, mate. I've been on phone to solicitors regarding the car. I'm not happy with what they've offered, so I've sent some evidence back to him regarding various other cars on that spec, and I believe that they're paying me the bottom end price basically. And to be fair, my car was parked up; it wasn't obstructing anything. And since that 9th of Jan, it's just been one thing after another, guys. That's all. I just, I've not put a video out for a bit because I've not got nothing to put out at the minute.
Well, we'll get there. You never know. You might
I've got 2 holes to patch up, thanks to rats. The skimmer to finish off, veg filter, the pond, and not rest on it. I'm not really been into it this last few weeks. Just been letting it do its thing.
Everything else,
purging when I need to purge it, and water changes or whatever as and when. Just steady. I mean, like I said, 2022, I was flat out, you know what I mean, with pond and visiting people and doing everything and whatever, and I'm not spending as much time with the families and, with the kids and that, you know what I mean? So I've just been taking a bit of it's not backseat as such, I've been had a bit of a break, like, you know what I mean?
You put in your family first, which is what the best thing is for anyone, innit? You put your family first. And then
it's about time I did. Like, not that I've never done that, and they've always, you know what I mean. But
they've always,
as you know, guys, I was always trying to get visiting people and doing whatever I could at the time, And
we went all over the country, didn't we, last year, Kyle?
I don't mind me. I'll drive anywhere. Me, it's out to do a Coy and that. I'm on it. Meeting new people and learning, like as forever learning as well. I've been also building one of them bio bottles.
I've seen you.
But finally, it's up and running. I couldn't bypass the filter with the airline like I tried to, so just put an air pump on it and it's just bubbling away like a beaut. So happy days.
Message from Cassius Coy: what's the best way to check if your UV is working? Sunglasses or welding mask? I know that might be a bit of a joke, but never actually look into the UV light because it damages your eyes, etc., etc.
Who told you that?
Well, would you like to weld without a welding screen on and see how your eyes are the day after, mate? Oh,
yeah, the archive's not a very nice thing to be dealing with now.
No,
talking about UV from pond.
Yeah, you shouldn't ever look at UV.
No, I'm not too sure about that one.
Don't take you're from North, do it, Kyle?
No sense, no feeling and all that.
No, but the best way is like every...
Don't take us.
Well, every 12 months you check by a matter of course to make sure you've got the full strength ready for the spring to come. It's just worth changing it every 12 months.
Yeah.
don't cost them much. They might cost between 8 and say 15 quid. I'm only saying a rough figure off the top of my head. It might not even be that price.
Depends what UV you're running, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's my advice.
Because I'm due a new sleeve and a new UV because I've had my UV sterilizer running all winter. I know a lot of people have turned theirs off and what have you,
Mine's
but
been off and I didn't realise.
And then don't think UV helps with blanket weed. You might be able to answer that, Brett. Don't think UV helps with blanket weed.
That's what
That's it.
why wouldn't it?
I don't know. It does. It does help. Your sterilizer. You've got sterilizer as well, though, haven't you, Kyle?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. If you've got a UV sterilizer, I believe since I've changed from a UV sterilizer, I had the 25 watt Cottony Coy UV, and then I upgraded to the 55 watt SS UV sterilizer, which I've seen. Well, you can see by the quality of my water in the pond. I know winters, but through the summer and that, my water was still the same, and it got even better through the winter. And then I'm just hoping, obviously,
Hey.
we'll see that, obviously when we come out into spring now, and obviously the temperatures rise and that, I'm interested into seeing what the algae bloom will be like, because obviously I'm using that clear waters, so I'm not going to touch it, and I'm just going to see if we do get a burst and see what happens. But then if I do, I'm just going to use that clear waters blanket solution, because I think it's great stuff.
That's
And cloverleaf blanket answer, yeah. Another good treatment.
And evening, Andy. Have you been up to much lately other than work? Every time I try and talk to you, I'm at work. I'm working. Work.
I tell you, mate, I've got 3 jobs now. How do you think I'm keeping this bloody pond going?
Editing, keeping the pond going, and work as well.
And that. Jeez, I tell you, candle at both ends is comes to mind.
Oh,
look at you, Dave, with your own show. Look at you.
Hey, well, believe it or not, it's mine.
Well done.
It's my show, and it's I've got to go that way, and it's Kyle's show.
Yeah, going on. Where am I now?
Yeah, you're on the bottom there. So you need to put that way. There you go. It's one way or other. There we go. It was just,
well done.
It's their 2 show, but they never turn up. There's only me that's ever here, Andy.
Hey, I got another mug today, guys.
Hey.
Who's this?
David.
David, Black Country Coy bloke.
We know who that handsome fella is, don't we?
Oh no. Well, that's what I said.
So I'm 3 mugs up now, guys. I'm 3 mugs up.
I'll be as soon as the printer drops, I'll be knocking some out Kyle anyway. Who spoke the other day, didn't we?
Oh, hey, we might have another guest on that. Oh, the show's getting busy now. Hey, I could sit back a little bit. There we go. See what I mean? The technology. I was going to say DT then.
You've had the kids to sort you out, Mark, haven't you?
Yeah. I've gone through 3 lots of technology to be able to get on here.
The kids have sorted you out, haven't they?
See, this is the thing. It's not my show. It's a show. It's a show for everyone to come on and just have a nice laugh, and then hopefully nothing will fall down or cause me any issues tonight. Well, that's the plan. Anyway. So far, fingers crossed, it's going all right. But yeah.
So what's been the topic of conversation so far, Dave?
Well, we've been on about somebody won't run about filters to continue that a little bit. So I were on about the multi-bays, a pressure filter, and now a Nexus, because I got a little bit, 2.5 hours cleaning my multi-bay, but a little bit too much for me to be doing every 2 weeks.
2.5 hours? But you do it one-handed?
No, because my water supply is in the bathroom at the other side of the house. I've got to run a hose pipe from there all the way through the living room, out the window, down the garden.
Doing events.
Wow.
Doing events, yeah. Just run it straight over the arse.
I just gave him a seat, guys. Just gave him a seat. Don't worry about me.
He doesn't have a cushy seat. He has to use a plumbing coy food bucket.
Bielsa bucket, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's one of them, and you know, the show goes wherever it goes. A few times I've had a few topics to talk about, and they've gone out at window, or I've forgotten bits, or me and Kyle were talking. Right, I've got this subject here. We'll talk about these this week. Yeah, right. Send them to me. So I sent them to him. He went, I can't remember them. Like, it's one of them. We forget. We'll just wing it sometimes. But I'm in talks.
It's mainly nerves. Listen, I'll be straight. It's mainly nerves because now I'm palms are sweating, anxiety's through the roof. I'm pacing about and that.
You look dead confident here. Well, I've watched this since you've been doing it. You look dead confident on here. Are you winding us up?
It's getting the confidence in Kyle since we've started these live shows, and everyone can probably agree with me. The confidence
In person, I'm flat out, ADHD up to death, flat out in person. But obviously on lives, and even when I'm doing my videos, like I've explained before, on garden and that, I don't know. It's just something that I'm getting better with it. I'm not blagging yet.
What we said, the more you do something, the better you get at it. Keep doing it, man.
Yeah.
And
Do
then,
it, get better.
and since we've got Mark on as well, you're doing. I think you're having an opening day soon, aren't you, Mark? I think. Or
Day on the
He is.
1st of May.
and it's things you want to, you know, that obviously we're live. We've got 43 watching, so you want to talk about what your opening day is about.
Got 43 likes.
Well, people can like it if they choose to. You know,
Like.
if we end up with 43 likes, that's a job
Them
well
likes
done.
on 43 likes. Come on.
Hey, you've got to start somewhere, mate. Rome wasn't built in a day. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, we all haven't got 6.2k blooming subscribers, have we? You know.
I'm trotting on to the 500 now. That's my next step. 500. I'm just,
Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. It'll come.
Hey, it's not bad. It's not bad.
How
To
many you got, Kyle?
the amount of people out there that put out the real good content and all the bish bash bosh and whatnot, I'm just a standard YouTuber as far as I'm concerned. I'm still learning with the editing and this, that, and other and whatnot. So I think I've done all right. To be fair.
And as I
Keep
was
at
saying,
it,
right,
mate.
we'll get
Keep
back
at
to
it.
where I wanted to get back to. And as I was saying, Mark, is there out you want to add to like what you're going to be doing on your opening day and whatever else?
The opening day basically just I only do English koi. I don't do any others.
Are they from Japanese parents, Mark?
They're all from Japanese parents, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all from Japanese.
Okay, just
It's a charity couple of days to go towards Dementia Ward. But this Dementia Ward, through COVID, see so many people die every day on that ward. So they don't get no money towards help on that ward. So I felt that it was something that needed to be done.
Yeah.
I worked on that ward as well. And I see the hours that she put in on that ward. She was leaving here at 6 in the morning, wasn't coming home till 10 at night. So I feel that it's a very good cause.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Well done, you.
It's one of them. It's well, I'll put it out there. Is I'm thinking whether I can or whether I can't. I've still got to talk to people, but it's something's come to my head. A lot of people that probably know me or that I've spoken to. I lost my mum last year to brain cancer, and not a lot of things go towards brain cancer or research into what things can happen with it. So I'm thinking I might try and talk to the sort of brain cancer and see if I can do something where I can do it for their charity and maybe something to do with a fish or something like that and try and get a bit more awareness out there, because unfortunately by the time we realised what was happening with my mum, there were only 3 months to live, and I've only recently brought it up because I'll see if I can flip it round. The light might not be so good, yeah, that up there, what my partner bought with all pictures of me and my mum.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's a show for everyone, but it was just with that, it was something I wanted to get out there, and it's something I'm thinking about doing. Like you say, you're doing it for your mark, and like I said, round of applause for that. And I'm trying to do. Hopefully, if I can get it arranged, I will try and get it arranged and sort something out to do that. Because there ain't a lot of research into it, or there ain't enough money to be put that way.
It's out there though, buddy, isn't it? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Like the research is out there. You know, there's a lot of charities out there that are doing various things for the bits and bats of different various cancer charities. Me personally, I think it's more down to government.
Well, we're not going to go into the government things. Come on,
because the funding and the money and the people out there, they're out there, you know.
Well,
and then
last year in lockdown, last year with my grand's boyfriend passed away, bless him. But he only went into the hospital with a cyst, a lump. He fell over. He had a cyst and a lump on his leg, and 3 weeks later, it was unfortunately we was laying him to rest. And that's another thing that I'm putting down to government and medical negligence. Like it's, I'm a big conspiracy theorist, unfortunately, and at days, you know, and I believe they do what they can do, but I believe they can also do a lot more, and they're not doing it because of people living longer. And I'm probably getting on a tangent here and getting sidetracked, but so I'll stop it there. And yeah.
We was all talking about good things, but things do get sidetracked. But on another note, Phil G's on about the on the 26th and 27th of August, and this year I'm definitely going to be going to that one. Probably one of the only ones I will be able to get to, but I am definitely going to that one. And I hope all you lot will be going to it as well. Well, I'm hoping if Brett doesn't mind giving me a lift, I'll put you on the spot this time, Brett.
I'll come and get you, Dave. I used to live at Newark. I live about 20 minutes from Newark now.
Well, as long as you don't mind taking a diversion up this way a bit and then back down again. If you don't mind,
I'll come and pick you up. It's only a trip up the A1. It's not far from me, mate.
So if anybody does want to meet me and meet everyone else, I'll be definitely there this time, because I won't actually mind meeting you in person, Andy. So all you do is meet everything on here, and then it's like, oh, right. When we're going to meet? Oh, well, we can't. Oh, because every time
Newark show, 26th, 27th of August, Southfield G.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I didn't make last year's Newark, did I? That was from the beginning. The beginning of last year, all I was banging on about was the Newark show. Newark show. And I went to National, and then we didn't go into Newark because our Autumn were born, wasn't she, bless her? So,
which date is everybody going to?
Say again, sorry?
Saturday or Sunday?
I didn't go to none of them, unfortunately, but this time I was locally, so I'd like to try and go both days. But
so which ones are everybody going to this year then?
I'll be going Saturday.
I'll be going to both, Andy, because it's 20 minutes from me anyway.
Ah, cool. Okay.
But if you've gone for one day though,
it's Saturday or Sunday for me. Yeah,
what you're gonna second day is just going to be a bit boring if you ask me.
Second day's better, mate.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
It's all personal choices whether you go on a Saturday or whether the Sunday. But the other thing is, Andy, you need to get more oatcakes. You need to send some up here. I keep asking you. You know, I keep asking, and I don't know about anyone else. He keeps banging on about these oatcakes, and nobody up here seems to get any blooming oatcakes. He bangs on about them on his videos, does this with them, does that with them. Has anybody else had oatcakes on here? Because I certainly haven't.
No.
Half a dozen oatcakes, half a dozen packs for half a dozen people. That's what it is.
I have met Andy before.
Annabelle.
It was the first YouTuber I ever met.
You need to leave that baby girl.
Remember that as well.
Yeah, that was at National Show, wasn't it? I think.
It was indeed, yeah.
So have you got any plans to go to any shows, Mark, or you're just trying to, get all your business up and running? And
I will be going to Coventry this year. the first one in Kent I normally go to, but that's not on this year.
Is that the baby show, Mark? Is that the baby section?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one that's not on this year. But I will be going to the one at the end of the year as well, in Kent.
Because I tried quickly looking last week at what shows were, you know, when they were coming on, but I couldn't quite. Because obviously, with it being earlier on, not all of them have got their dates set or whatever. So you've got the big show, and then, like I say, you've got the Newark show. I think there's that East Midlands as well. I could be wrong, and there'll probably be a few others, but like you said, one's already not doing it, which is the
Mid staffs, they're doing one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the Dudley one as well. That's usually quite a good indoor one than Dudley.
Yeah.
Went to that last year. That was quite good.
Valley in Essex.
Well, Newark show's meant to be bigger and better this year as well, isn't it? They're opening the other side up as well. Am I right in saying that? Do we know?
Yeah, they've got 3 buildings this year, mate.
Obviously, last year they didn't expect the turnout that they got, did they?
The turnout were better than the national last year, so they're expecting it to be better this year, and they've got another building, I believe. And
yeah, they've opened the other side, haven't they?
Yeah, the 2 that they had last year, and then the one that's connected to it.
So, is there any questions you've got for one another, or Dread asking me? But has anybody got any questions for me as well?
Where are your Batman trousers?
Oh, actually, this week it's Guardians of the Galaxy. This week with
good choice
with Rick and Morty, pickle Rick slippers.
Right. Sorry to interrupt you there, because last week we had a lot of glitching and whatnot. I'm on my phone now because I've still not got this. I need to get in touch with Gaz or somebody to get a faster processor or something or other. But what I have got, guys, is it's no special, but I have got an extra Koi Talk magazine.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's just nothing, just a little giveaway. Might be the recent issue, might be issue 1, might be issue 10, might be issue 12.
What volume is it? I'm after volume 1.
I know you are, but it's not volume 1. It's a good issue. It's a good issue. It's all right. It's a good issue. It's a very good issue. So I was just looking to get an extra one. So I thought, why not put it on a little bit of a giveaway or something. So on this video, whatever, guys, just comment Koi Talk or something, or Koi Talk.
If you want to give it away, you know what issue number it is, or whether you want to not.
I know what issue number it is, but I just thought it might be a bit
of a surprise for people.
Yeah.
How do you want to give that away?
Just commenting in the vid, not the live chat, but once the video's done or whatnot, just comment Koi Talk something or other. Just something off the top of my head, I was able to spot it. Then I thought, well, that was for last week, that kind of thing, So
it's one of this is what the live shows are about. Some things come off the top of your head. Sometimes we forget stuff. Like we say, I don't keep saying this because it's not my saying.
Also, we have.
I get a. Am I not allowed to say that, Andy? If I said it wrong, you just sort of went like that.
He's just shaking his head at you.
Are we ready? We also have some barley straw bales. Yeah.
Do you want to do that the same?
Right. With treats. There's two pods in here, and each pod treats 4,000 litres. So 8,000 litres worth of
evening, Mick. Floating
in here. Yeah, natural, effective, long life, safe, environmental friendly. Nature's solution to pond pollution. Cockney Koi.
I say, if you want, we'll do it the same. If people want to comment after the live on
and that, while I'm at it, is courtesy of Jack the Bowden Reefer. If you can remember, that's one of the goodies that I ended up doing a bit of work for him.
All right, and then like I said, is there any?
Whatever.
if you want one of the two giveaways, or you're interested in both the giveaways, if you drop a comment on this video after the live, obviously comment the magazine or comment.
It's no good for my pond. That's no good for my pond now because I'm just touching over just over 8,000 litres now. So,
like I say, if you are interested in one or the other, then if you leave a comment below after the live, and if there's a few comments, I'll do a spin the wheel live on next week's show.
Yeah.
And then we'll pick it. I was going to say pick it out of a hat, but you can't, can you? It's a spinny wheel thing, or
spin it on wheel.
Yeah, we'll do it like that. I'm not good with that sort of thing. See, this is what this show's about, Andy. You know, it just it goes all off its shop, but it's a bit of a laugh on a Saturday night when there ain't much on telly to go at anyway, is there?
Even when we do try to script it and plan it, and
you pull this that same Mark, where's this show going? Is it going that way? It just goes wherever it seems to blooming go.
Right, and here then we'll change. We'll divert. Then we'll divert. We'll change the subject to obviously coming out of winter and coming into spring. What cautions or what things do people do to going into the spring season? You know, for example, scraping your fish and checking your fish. So when you're coming out of the winter, the water temperatures are rising. So obviously parasites are going to be coming alive. And if you have anything that is dormant in there, you know, you'll get to find out. I don't know, do you check your water, or, you know, is anything
Can I just say one
people
thing?
do to what though? What's the matter?
If the fish are swimming, it's fine.
Dirty.
That's it. If it's swimming, it's fine.
Right, anyway, right, we'll put that question straight down to Mark. What do you get ready for your sort of your spring preparation? Do you do anything different? Do you not?
Mom.
Who was that put to?
That was to Mark.
Oh,
right, go for it.
Yeah.
Mark's fell asleep.
Hey, tell him.
Babe.
Year round.
Only fans.
Majority of my tanks are heated anyway. But I always strip my tanks down and clean them at the start of spring. Only simply because I know that I can build bacteria up quick enough to get the fish back in there.
Yeah.
9 times
Well,
out.
what's happening, baby? All right.
And
I
you
don't-
got ticked off a cliff.
Okay. Not belong.
Can you come? Yeah, you can do it.
Are you sorted now?
Last year, all I had was Kostya.
It's one of them. Right, now the same question across to Andy. So might as well go across the bottom and then go upwards like that. So what, anything you do for your spring preparation, or?
No,
But
just
I'm
keep it
finding
unfiltered, keep them nice and clean. Wise lady in the back of Macca's there was saying if they're swimming, just leave the bloody things alone, to be honest. So,
Yeah. Well, if you
lady
see
in the back.
anything unusual, yeah. Sorry, carry on,
keep an eye
mate.
on 'em. If you see something, I know I've heard people in the past have in the pond, just
Oh, let's get a phone call. Oh, they see, live shows, something always happens.
So yeah, for me, it's just a case of just letting them get on with it. I've heard some people putting PP in the pond just for the sake of it, just to kill whatever's in there. But you know, then you got to keep in consideration of what anything that's in there. Used to be doing it year after year.
Yeah, you've recorded it, haven't you?
Yeah,
He can't stop his phone going off now.
If out then I'm ready for it. Hey?
No, it's just that your phone kept on going when you were talking then. But so that's
somebody keeps ringing me. It's my other jobs keep ringing me and go back work and get some more money.
Well, what do you do, Brett, ready for your spring? Do you do anything? I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's for people that haven't seen it.
20% water change and throw hammer in.
All the inside tanks are heated like Mark anyway. They get checked regularly, weekly, daily. They always get checked daily anyway, but they get scraped and that. They're heated at 26 degrees. They get fed 8 to 10 times a day. Water changed at least through the week it'll be 50% all in all. Gradually 10-15% a day. They like fresh water, little koi, so it's the best way to go and eating and growing on. In the main pond, it's never been eaten. I've never eaten my main pond, and I never will. I always about November. Well, as soon as it starts getting cold, about December time, I'll put a 25 kilo bag of salt in there, and usually it takes me through winter, and it brings me out into spring, and I'm usually all right. I've never ever really had any problems with parasites that way. It's usually if I've ever, I don't know, I put a pergola up now. It used to be, I get a lot of pigeons around here because I lived near the woods. So there was pigeon poo all over the place. I used to get flukes a lot on that, but there's a roof on there now. I hardly get anything now.
And then
Do you get a lot of flukes from pigeon poo then, do they?
I don't know. It's been said that they aren't, but I believe it is. They can carry it.
And those slugs. Slugs, apparently. I've done a scrape on a slug before now and see if I found fluke.
Yeah.
It's just, I suppose anything that's not meant to be in your water, I suppose, could sort of try and bring something into your water, I suppose.
And then it's again, like Andy said, if you don't keep it out, you'll know your fish anyway yourself.
Yeah.
And if you know there's something wrong with him, then you'll act accordingly. But if there's no wrong, then don't put anything in. But I've always put the salt in from beginning of winter when it starts getting cold, and it's usually brought them through winter and that all right. So
yeah, I don't use salt, never use salt. I mean, I've got that salt off you, Brett, in case I need to do a salt bath or anything, but I've never used salt neither, you know.
No.
Last season, last winter, when I to be fair, I didn't really have a clue. I've learned a lot since then from Si up North Koi and doing bits for everybody and Jack and whatever, you know. I've learned a lot this last year or so. But my main urge, you know, is to do your checks before you go into the winter. You know, obviously last winter I didn't do my checks. I didn't do no checks. I just bang my fish in the pool, polytunnel up, started digging, gets towards moving my fish. As you can look back on my videos, gets to moving my fish in, and because the fish were at the back of the pool and I couldn't see him, so my observations were on point. Didn't do no scrapes or nothing, and then I come out of winter with Trick, Fluke, and Childenella. We lost the Tancho Kajaku. That was from exclusively Koi. Upset me, that one, but we've still got a couple more. But nevertheless, it's just a lesson learned. You know, don't go into the winter being naive or whatnot. Do your checks. You know, make sure that them fish are going into your winter as less, not parasite free, you know, but as less parasite free as you possibly can.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the way that you can
which
do.
Obviously my fish was behaving, there was flicking, there was jumping, there was all sorts going off in my pond. So then obviously I called up Brett. I said, listen, I need an hand mate, I need to get a few fish out, do some checks, do some scrapes, test some waters, and all scrapes. I didn't find Jack Diddly Doodle.
No,
so I'm thinking, so why is they flashing? So we put down to temperature fluctuations because I'm unheated. Water
for me,
parameters.
it's giving the fish a stress-free environment. You know, they're coming out of winter. For me, I wouldn't want to start taking them out or faffing around with chemicals because they need a stress-free environment. You know, they're quite susceptible.
The parasites are always ready to strike. They're always ready in your pond to strike.
As soon as you start stressing the fish out, bang.
Yeah.
So,
and then as soon as they start multiplying, you've had it.
Yeah.
Stress-free environment. And then if they come, they come. I deal with them. You know, I cross that bridge when it happens. If they don't, then it'll be a freaking miracle. But for me,
you're gonna find something. Surely, there's no such thing as a parasite clean-free pond. I don't think there's always a trace of fluke or something.
Yeah. It's same with nitrite and ammonia. There has to be a trace of that in your pond for it to have a biological system.
Yeah, you're never going to have zero ammonia because if with zero ammonia, then your pond can't cycle through everything it needs to give you your beneficial bacteria. So even though your actual tests like mine, your drip ones, the NT Labs, there is other ones out there, but it shows 0, but it's 0 for us, but it's still like 0.1 or says 0.0 or whatever. There's always a
0.1 or 2 or something like that.
Well, them HANA test kits, HANA test kits are more accurate for testing on them kind of things, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's just a lot of messing about though, Kyle.
I mean, I just
need to keep it simple, yeah.
Simple, basic, bosh.
Yeah.
You know, like I says, with this filtration business, I do strongly believe that people are overcomplicating things too much. Maybe chasing clarity, maybe just, I don't know. But you can never over-filtrate your pond either. You can never have too much filtration.
No.
You know, but, and, you know, it's when
you
adding all these added extras and that, you know what I mean? I know everyone's each to their own on that, I'm saying, and I've just kept it old school, simple, and as basic as I possibly can to what I know, do you know what I mean? Like I said, I've never used a dechlorinator, ever.
I've actually gave you some, haven't I? I've gave you 2 canisters.
Do you know what I mean? In the last, I've been on YouTube a year now, but I've been keeping koi just coming up to 4.5, 5 years now, so... But yeah, it's obviously I've tested my water and the pH is all right and everything that comes out at tap. You know, chlorine side of things, I've never tested the chlorine side of things, but when I drop my vortex and then top it up, that acts like a little bit of a water change kind of thing. So I don't know. It's I guess it depends what part of the country you're from. I guess do you tap water and that into it? You know,
It's all alcohol around here,
acidic levels and whatnot.
Oh, God.
Are your advisor in the background again? Have you got your advisor with you?
Yeah, she's back.
Got your advisor there.
She knows more than us, like she does.
Oh, she's learning. Not bad to say we've nearly split up God knows how many times from over this
Listen,
and all that.
I know what's wet and what's dry. Okay?
Be careful, because we're a live stream here, darling.
I am.
Yeah.
Having a big
I'm talking koi.
Okay, not talking cunts. Talking corn.
Less of that kind of language.
Oh, my
Let's get a bleep on there. A bleep. We need a bleep on that.
I don't know.
I tell you what, Matt, you need a double act on your channel, mate. You need to get a double act on your channel. Watch them subs go up. Tell you.
Well, she's been telling me this, like, you know, I don't want to, you know.
Get a double act going. So it sounds good, that does.
The thing is, not everyone, like, my partner she'll do a bit of filming for me here and there, but my partner will never get on front of the camera with me. She's just like, no.
Oh, no, I don't give a fuck, me.
Stop swearing, please, babe.
Sorry. A bleep again.
Watch your mouth again, guys.
Have you got any questions for any of the...
Don't do that, babe. I'm on live, babe.
I'm sorry.
You will be
Have you
later.
got any questions for anybody else, Mark? Blow me. Oh, where's this show going? Oh.
You're carrying it in a bit.
I'm going to have to edit bits that... Oh, can't. It's like, damn. Ah, well.
It's done now, isn't it? What's done, what's done.
Right, so back to the, you know...
This is what I was saying, Carl.
Coming out to winter, coming into spring, you know what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
In the spring, you've got to do every single check possible, because if you don't, you're going to be riddled with most parasites you can get, and that does include the actual insides of your filters, not just what's in your ponds.
Yeah, that's what I've done today.
Drains.
What's in your bottom drains.
Got a good clean today.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the feeling, though. You're going to be riddled with a bottom drain.
You got to be downstairs, bird.
I've got a good brain.
Oh,
Double act.
love you.
I love you too.
All right. Well then, go.
Let Mark finish what he's trying to say, please.
I know a lot of people know with Fluke, they're getting harder and harder to get rid of.
No.
Got a hell of a lot of people on the groups that I've got that have had 5, 6 lots of fluke last year. Some of them, they're really struggling to get rid of them. Doesn't matter whether they use the Learnex or whether they're using Fluke Sol Plus.
Well,
No difference.
this is another naughty subject I'm going to mention and talk about. Go on, a lot of sighing going off there.
PP. PP.
You did, I think it's bedtime, mate.
Double dose.
Well, yeah, but they're
Hey,
like,
proof in the pudding, listen, proof in the pudding. Plenty of oxygen, plenty of flow. Keep your hydrogen peroxide at hand. Me and Si up North Koi Pond, the video's out there, the proof's in the pudding. We blasted Trick, Fluke and Childenella.
Listen, I've got
Blown
some
it clean out of...
I've got some advice. As long as you're not floating at the top, you know it's fine. I'm like that.
What's going on?
No wonder I'm
Are you listening?
packers. No wonder. Yeah, no wonder.
Breathing
You're ready for straight jackets again, filling me, guys.
ball.
Oh, it was going.
Anyway, on that bombshell, I've got to go.
See you later, Andy.
Steve, what's going on here? But I'll catch up with you at some point.
Right,
I've got to go, guys. Lovely seeing you all. Enjoy
Nice
the rest of your
one.
evening.
Very
I'm
much
watching in the
appreciated.
background because I have things to do. I'll see you on telly.
No, see you later,
Catch you
mate.
later.
See you later, folks.
Hey,
Well, it's nice to have a bit of a.
you want dropping off at Reed?
I was going to say I didn't know how to do it then. You know.
10 minutes.
You've got Nemo dropping off at Reed.
10 minutes, Nemo.
Like I say, just you know, talking about.
No, but it's just one of them subjects. It's not really to speak about it. I'm not advising anybody to do that, but it worked. You know, it worked. We kept our eye on it. The hydrogen peroxide was at hand, and it blew everything out. We did the scrapes, and on the 4 or 5 slide, we found one fluke that were dying, and apparently PP doesn't kill flukes.
no, it doesn't.
Well, I had a slide raving on him with Fluke, Trick, and Childenella, and a double dose of PP. See you later. So that's why I've always been a big advocate and a big question it a lot with the PP.
But
It's a
it
dangerous treatment. Don't get me wrong. You know, you've got to get rid of all your organic matter and whatnot. You know, so it's in the water for long enough and whatnot. You know, but it does work.
all comes down to the same thing, mate. Every pond is different. All right. So I could go out there and I could do a double dose of PP and not touch it.
Was that down to the amount of organic matter you've got in the pond?
But I've got no organic matter in my pond at all, right? So suddenly Dave or Brett go out there and they do what you've done and it works. It's one of them that what works for one doesn't always work for another.
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm not, saying it's advisable. I'm not saying to people, yeah, go and do this.
No.
I'm just saying, it worked for me, and I'm just,
done it, yeah.
I'm just.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's one of them because you think how much people spend on treatments trying to eradicate this kind of thing when you can just. Pardon?
Is this lad giving drinks out, Mark? I'll have a cup of sugar.
It's one of them.
Right.
I'm not personally recommending you double dose.
No.
I recommend you say what it says on the bottle, and what you do, is everything goes by the bottle, and you go by what it says for what your litage is of your pond. I am not recommending you do what Kyle's just said to do.
No, I'm not recommending nobody do what I've just said. I'm just saying it's worked for me. Plenty of oxygen and flow. Keep your eye on him. Hydrogen peroxide, and then it's one of them, innit?
Yeah.
But if not, spend God knows how much on various other treatments just to knock it back a bit. Why knock it back when you can just blow it out at water?
Linex Pro seems to be the one for flukes as well, I think, nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I've used that one, Learnex Pro, and I've also used the Fluke Solve Plus. and both of them have
Whip
worked
a
for
few
me.
treatments up, Mark. You've got some treatments next to you, bud, ain't you?
Certainly have. I've got Lernex. I've got absolute advanced parasite treatment.
That work, you know. The cloverleaf one.
Yes, it is, mate. Yeah.
I've used that before. That's brilliant.
I use the antibacterial one, the CT one, and the Fluke one, and they work absolutely brilliant. I'm not trying to promote nothing on here, but they work.
And then a decent question there. CT kills all parasites, doesn't it? Probably Mark and Brett might be able to answer that question.
No. CT basically only kills bad bacteria.
Would you back that up, Brett?
CT is like a I forgot what they call it. Is it like a sterilizing thing, Mark? Yeah. Kills a lot of stuff. It does kill a lot of stuff, and I have used that in the past for certain things, but I'm not sure whether it kills everything.
Who got it live anyway? Who's in comments?
And then Gaz then says, no, it doesn't.
Doesn't.
And then Jim then says, CT will strip back the lime coat.
Yes.
I don't know.
Slime coat, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So yes, if anybody has got any more questions, they drop them in the comments. Otherwise, we'll start wrapping the show up soon. Like I say, is there any other questions you guys want to ask one another or ask me? And then I'm just having hang on. I think this is regarding the CT. Says on the bag, Flukes, Costia and Trick.
Oh, yeah. I know. Where's that bar there, Doug?
Costia and Trick.
Yeah.
Stairs, please, babe.
Costing a lot tonight. That's what that's doing.
You got CT there?
It's costing me a lot tonight.
Costing me a lot, though. Hey, in here.
And then
I'll tell him about Costia.
CT, Matt Loss says CT kills parasites. And obviously, I think my
idea to kill this parasite.
Come on. And then Mike's having a look at what it does.
With Kasuri, it's bacterial diseases, bacterial gill disease, and Costia.
Yeah.
That, like I said, there is other ones out there that obviously will. She'll grab another CT. That's what somewhere
It'll
else.
be different. Yeah, it will be different. I guarantee you.
Like I said, I suppose that
if you're doing a bacterial treatment, that's the one to use.
See, this one with the absolute basically says body ulcers, fin rot, bacterial, and that's it.
No Costia or anything on that one.
No Costia, nothing on the absolute.
So I suppose whatever ingredients different companies put on it.
There'll be different ingredients in both of them. You can guarantee.
Like I say, it's
bleach kills everything. I know that.
CT. Skeggy says CT will knock out parasites, hence why they put parasite doses on the pack. I don't know. I've never used CT, so I don't know.
I've never actually tried it for doing.
I've used it as a sterilizer and a stripper. If I'm sterilising the pond or out like that, if I've had bad bacterial issue or something like that, that's what I've ever used it for. And you're probably the same, Mark, yeah?
Yeah, I used it for anything else.
Yeah.
And then
it's not something I've had to use very often, to be honest with you.
And then Yorkshire Koi asks, how much do these treatments cost on average? Obviously, you've got some in, so you'll probably...
CT and PP are not very expensive, to be honest with you.
No, they're not.
It's when you come to the Lernex Pros that are about 50, 60 quid a bottle and that.
The advanced parasite, the big bag is 18 quid.
Yeah,
Right down to 12 quid. Off the top of my head, I think the CT is 11 quid.
And then Busy Bee says NT Labs CT, beneficial bacterial infection, ulcers, fin, tail, mouth rot, loose scales, parasitic infection, bracket costia, trick, skin, or gill flukes.
that one will probably have different ingredients to them other two then, if you have a look.
Yeah.
It'll have something in it that it's a parasite killer as well.
But you've, like I say, it depends on what other aspects, because it might, you might have goldfish in your pond as well. So if you are treating for other things, you've got to look at what other fish you might have in your pond. If you've got just koi, then you'll be able to use it, majority of the products. But if you haven't, you've got to check what's in your pond and what you can use and what you can't use if you've got goldfish or other stuff, because I gather there'll be different treatments for the other,
like sturgeon and that, and all for people who got,
It's like parakill. That would do trick, fish lice, slime, and fluke. So they're all totally different. So it doesn't matter which one you get; they've all got different stuff in them.
and that, like I said, I'm just trying to look at the, and then Daz put bloody PP has over doubled in the last year.
in price it has, yeah.
That's what he's getting at.
Yeah.
Used to be a tenner. I think it's 20 quid a bag now, is it?
I'm just
100 gram. What you got, Mark?
Yeah, I'm just looking now.
Kasuri one is the one I've always used.
Yeah, it's Kasuri that I get everything in of.
And then like Busy Bee put, and I think you sort of answered it earlier, Mark, is but parasites are getting more and more immune to all treatments.
Yeah, yeah, totally. PP is 11.55.
Ah. Which gram bag got 50 gram, is it?
And that was the 100 gram bag.
Ah.
And then we've got something to do with where is it? I still make, like you do, Brett. I don't. I still maintain salt. Maintain salt is the best for most things.
Yeah.
This is what I personally agree with. Every pond is different.
It's different, yeah.
And the way people treat with their ponds is different to how somebody else might treat their pond. And it's what makes every koi hobbyist different, but we can all learn from one another and sort of take bits and pieces off each other, and that's what it's about. The person.
Dave, I've always done what I seen my granddad doing years ago when I was a small child. He used to put salt in winter, and he used to clay it throughout the year, and that's it. Never used any chemical. I never seen him use any chemicals on the pond at all. I can't remember him using any anyway. It was always salt. It was always salt and clay he always used.
100 grams of CT is 16 quid.
And then 100%. And then Gaz NT Lab CT says on the bag, fluke, trick, costia, and 2 types of treatment doses for bacterial and parasite. But obviously you haven't got an NT Labs one.
No,
no. That's what I say. You're just showing what you have it in your stock.
Yeah.
And they are different, aren't they, Mark? They've got different ingredients in as well.
Yeah, see, the Absolute, which is there, that's effective against most parasites, including parasite worms, flukes, leeches, and fish lice.
Well, say you've got 2 different CTs there, and they're both have similar, but then there's little bits where one will treat for one thing and the other one treats for another.
Yeah, yeah.
So I suppose it's one of them. You've got to make sure you read what it is on the back for you getting it for whatever reason you want to use that product for.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Which I didn't know until tonight, you know. See, I'm still learning. Like you say, I know different bottles have different strengths, but like you say on that CT then, there's just two different there, and they both treat for similar stuff, but a few treat for one bit and the other bit doesn't.
Yeah.
And then we've got Black Country Koi Blow. I've never known CT kill parasites, if I'm honest. I've used plenty over the years. Everyone has got their own view on what's what, isn't it?
Yeah. And Davey should know he's had his fair share of them.
Yeah.
Hasn't he? Poor lad. My heart goes out to you, Dave, to be honest with you, mate.
He's not had it good. Not had it good.
It certainly hasn't, but I'm glad that it, you know, because he was thinking of my state. You could see it in his video, whether he was staying in the hobby or is giving it up. At least he's staying in the hobby because he's got his grow ones to the side, hasn't he? And it looks like he's finishing off his other pond. So it's all good, David. Like I said, we're all still here, you know, and everyone in the koi community wants you to stay in it. Like I said, I left and everybody brought me back in, and I'm happy to be back, and I'm doing all these shows to bring something back to you lot to say thank you for bringing me back into the YouTube side of it.
Yeah, Dave's got a good group of mates around him anyway, so
yeah.
Totally. There's been some support there for him, and I speak to him regularly and that. So yeah, he's a brilliant lad, Davey.
And then ANC say I've watched something on salt, and they were saying it affects koi bones long term. They don't know. I haven't got a clue.
I can't answer that one.
No, I can't.
No, like I said, and then like
it could be a reason. Maybe some of my koi died in the past. I don't know, but I've had some of my koi years and years and years, and they've always had salt in there. So.
And then West Brom koi, they put. I've read somewhere that prolonged use of PP can cause gill damage.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
But
you just have to be careful what you're using. That's all. Yeah, and how you use it.
That's why, like I said earlier, if you always go by the guide that it says on the bottle, then you're not going to be too far out with, you know, what you're treating your pond for. As long as you get, you know, you roughly know what's, like I said, mine's 2,000 gallon, 9,000 litres. So go to the bottle, right, work the calculations out and put that treatment into there.
Yeah.
You know, each to their own, but that's the way I do it, and that's the way, you know, but it's each to their own, and you do what you want to do. I'm not advocating what Kyle just said, but that's what he wants to do. It's one of them. But like I said, I think I don't think there's any. Hang on, I'm using something which cuts or stops, hinders bacterial fungal parasites more without using a single chemical drug or compound, but
horses for courses.
Well, do you want to expand on what you said, Simon, on that? If it hopefully might do. That's it. See, guys puts a bit on there 1 minute. A lot of people use PP at first line and only line of defense at what it's do. It's what it's do. 1 second. Yes, son.
I don't know how to spell the numbers, please.
I'll be up in 2 minutes, okay? Because I'm gonna end the live show soon, and then I'll be up. All right. Yeah. Just high five. Right, I'll be up in a minute. All right. And like I said, on that note, guys, because I'm wanted elsewhere, we'll wrap the show up. And like I said, thanks for everyone that's joined us tonight. Like I said, we've got Brett from Kiri Koi, Mark's Country Koi.
Thanks,
Kyle,
Koi.
When he did eventually come on,
again,
on Lifestyle, and then the show's gone woo, all over its shop. But yeah,
it's been a good one again,
guys.
mate. It's been
Hopefully,
good.
I'll catch you either on the next live or on the next video I might do. See you later, guys.
See you guys.